Chainsaw Man! Anyway. Okay, where do we start? Let's see. Up front, just in case you haven't been here before, I'm a very casual fan of anime. And I've just recently started reading manga. I haven't read this manga, but just keep in mind that I've watched plenty of anime, but I am by no means, don't think I'm some crazy person that actually watches it. No, but I'm just saying I'm a very casual, I'm not coming at this from some connoisseur perspective. With that being said, let's talk about some Chainsaw Man. Okay. All right, first things first, right off the bat, it opens up with our main character, I think his name's Denji, and he is essentially so poor that he's literally selling his body parts to pay off a debt that, as we learn, isn't even his. And apparently earning money to pay off this debt also includes killing demons. Big, ugly tomato monster demons. Nope. Devils. Sorry. My brain's in berserk mode here. I'm sorry. And we see him prep to do it when we cut to the intro. And okay, hold on. Pause. Let's see. The intro. I'm gonna say, yeah, it was good. It was decent. Good enough. That was one sick fucking baseline, though. Anyway, you're not writing home about it, are we? I don't think so. I'll listen to it a few more times. Maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, we're going good. Not great. Just good. Okay, but seriously, what do we have here? We have our main character, Denji, and he is literally born into poverty, essentially. And he is so poor that his dream at this point is to be able to afford jam for his slice of bread. And it really spends most of its time driving that point home, which is really appreciated, just in the sense of we're going to spend our time building our character. And that is, if you do nothing else, that would be my preferred way of you spending your time on the episode. It's essentially going to give you just enough backstory so you understand who he is, what he's doing. You know, he made a deal with the devil, which is his little puppy dog, Chainsaw. The devils exist. He's a devil hunter. He owes money to the Yakuza. And all of this is done. I mean, you got a lot of work to do here in 20 minutes, but this is all given to you real rapid fire, and you just grab it and you understand it and you move on. Because the lion's share, the brunt of the episode is going to be spent just kind of living in and dwelling on his character, which is wonderful, which is right where we want to be, at least right where I want to be. And when he meets his little devil chainsaw doggy buddy, he realizes that the dog is dying, and he literally offers his blood in order to save the dog. And then he ends up, as he lives with his dog and he starts to become closer to him, then he shares his dreams with his dog, in the sense literally that he just shares them with him, and he talks to him as they lay at night trying to fall asleep. That just really kind of ends up looking like a little cute story about a boy and his dog, to be quite honest. But he's got this dog and he's got this devil, and he made a deal with the devil dog. He can use the dog now as he sees fit to hunt devils for the Yakuza. And the Yakuza boss now decides that having this little boy and using him to hunt devils, well, why don't they just make a deal with the devil, and then they can hunt the devils themselves, and they don't need this little boy and his chainsaw. So he picks him up and he takes him, and they stab him. But in the process, they're explaining, we found our own devil and we made our own deal with our own devil, so we don't need you anymore. And you find out that he found a zombie devil and made a deal with it in order to get zombie powers. So let me get this straight. You found a zombie devil, and your first thought was, that's the one. Yep, that's the one I want to. Yep. If I want to be anything in this world. Oh, boy. Anyway, I mean, sure, whatever, but that's not the smartest move, Yakuza. Just not. I would have looked a little bit longer or a little bit harder. Clearly, they've never gone shopping for a used car before, because you don't stop at the first salesman you see. I mean, I guess you could, but why would you? Especially when the used car salesman's selling you zombies. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so they kill Denji and his dog. Now that they're on the floor and cut up into a bunch of pieces, the dog then is going to renegotiate the deal. And now I'm going to give you my heart, but you're going to share your dreams with me, which is essentially what they've already been doing anyway. But it really drives home the underlying narrative of this, of dreams and striving for something better, and this connection that they share. And now they essentially have merged into one. And now the little, I don't know, pull cord from the chainsaw that was hanging out of the little dog's butt essentially is now coming out of his chest, because now basically the dog and him are one. The dog is now his heart, which, boy, that metaphor can work on so many different levels. Seriously. So now he's Chainsaw Man, and he's gonna fight the zombies. But we don't even get the zombie fight right away. We literally pause for him to look at the zombies and realize them as what they are. The incessant, endless hunger, the Yakuza and their hunger for power and their lust and this and that, and always wanting more. And the first thing he does is correlates it back to himself, and he says, I was happy with my dog. I was satisfied just with the bond that we had, and I was silly enough to want jam for my bread. And of course it sounds silly. Of course you would want jam for your bread. Why wouldn't you? Why would you want to eat dry, stale bread? But he's immediately following that to, does this end? Does it ever end? That wanting of more. Once you have more, then you want more. Then you want more. Then you want more. Does the wanting ever stop? And you do get your good fun action scene, but it's going to pause to focus on the moral issue before actually giving you the devil fight. But that's also not entirely unique to Chainsaw Man. That's pretty much a staple of anime in general. They tend to focus on bigger issues than what an American, dare I say, cartoon would. Also, let's talk about the animation. The animation was good. I don't know if I'm falling over dead for it. There was definitely a couple of scenes of CG incorporation that wasn't seamless. I will say, hand-drawn animation is king. Hand-drawn animation is the gold standard of all gold standards when it comes to anime. CG and incorporating CG into hand-drawn animation will always be a step below just flat-out hand-drawn animation. That being said, it doesn't automatically mean that your anime is not good because you incorporated CG into it. Look at Attack on Titan. I mean, if you want to talk about incorporating those two just masterfully well, look at Attack on Titan. Because back in the day, I would have said, under no circumstances does it ever work. Attack on Titan made me eat those words. So here we are now with this one, and it's doing quite a good job of incorporating the two together. Although there were a couple scenes, one in particular, when he was sitting in the car and he's driving down the road and it shows an exterior shot of the road going by that was just a CG shot that I didn't appreciate. It didn't look good. It didn't. Anyway, other than attempting to incorporate it at all times in ways that's just not needed, sometimes you could draw a picture too. That's fine. Anyway, it was good. I'm excited to see where we go from here. Oh, and real quick, what I was saying about him always wanting more. At the end, that little girl shows up, and she picks him up, and she's going to take him in, and she's going to basically give him the same job he already had, but now she's going to give him jam for that bread, and we'll see how his wanting of more plays out here. Will it stop? Now that he's got what looks like a comfy place to live and a nice employer and jam for his bread, will his wanting stop? Will his sadness end? or does it just keep going? Will he, like he accused the zombies of, want more and more and more? But this should be fun. Okay, so if I was going to rate this, 8.5, does that seem fair? I don't know. I liked the emotional beats to it. We'll say 8.5. I don't know. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.